Smarterfan.
Hey everybody, welcome to another segment of Smarterfan Podcast, where we bring you behind the veil of sports, business, and life. I'm Joe, and this is Barry. How you doing tonight, Barry?
Ooh, there's a lot of soup. It's cold. It's winter time. It's toasty. Get by the fireplace. All is well, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, And I want to give a shout out to Spain, Italy, and Hungary. Thank you, my friends, for listening to us. Really appreciate it.
That is awesome. Awesome. I also want to put out there, we have a new sponsor coming on board called, I'll wait till next week. But I think you guys are going to love it. Anybody who's thinking about writing a book, publishing a book, all that great stuff, this is probably one of the, I've never seen a company like this. They literally turn you into your own publisher. So you get 100% of your royalties, everything. And their price point is amazing. They sent me some samples of their quality because we're never going to promote anything that's not first class. And it's amazing. Not only is the books amazing they create, their process, then they have this thing called, what do they call it? They can turn your book into a course, an e-learning course, if it's applicable.
Okay.
Then they can turn it into what they coined it, they trademarked it, called a conversational podcast, which is basically you and I talking about a book like we're doing now on our podcast.
Oh, okay.
We get two perspectives. It's very unique and very different than just listening to a book, which I love to do. I love Audible, but the conversational podcast takes it to another level. And so we've been going back and forth, and we finally came to an agreement. And so they're going to sponsor. They like our international reach, and they're very excited. They're very excited, and we're excited about what they're doing. You know, as you know, I'm an author. I've got 5 books now on Amazon, KDP. So I know the pains, the joys, the happiness, all the good stuff. So I'm not talking as an outsider. It really vibrated with me as an author. So they're coming.
Okay. Oh, sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So tonight I'm going to talk about Bobby Clarke.
Okay. All right. Back to the archives.
He was born in a small mining town called Flin Flon in Manitoba. Now, he's been playing organized hockey since he was 8. Right? So he played now around the time he was 12 or 13, he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Yeah. So he played for the Flin Flon Bombers, and he led in scoring each of his last 3 years in junior hockey. You know, but NHL teams were hesitant to draft him because of his diabetes. So what happened was his coach took him to the Mayo Clinic, and the doctors, you know, gave him a good checkup and everything. And they said that as long as he took care of himself, he could play professionally. So the coach got that in writing. And when the scouts came to see him play, he showed them the statement from the doctors. So now the Flyers took him in the second round after assurances from the doctors that he would be fine as long as he took care of himself. You know, so he made his debut on October 11th in '69 and scored his first goal on October 30th against the Rangers. Now, as rugged as hockey is, he played his entire rookie season. He made it through the whole season, you know, and he had 15 goals and 31 assists on his way to becoming an All-Star and Rookie of the Year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he led the Flyers in scoring in '71, and he helped them make the playoffs. But they lost in 4 games to the Blackhawks.
Mm.
So now, after getting off to a slow start in '72, because he had an abscessed tooth or something, so it limited his play. Uh, he came on strong towards the end, finishing with 35 goals and 46 assists. And he
Mm.
won the Bill Masterson Memorial Trophy, which is for perseverance and good sportsmanship.
Mm.
So now that got him a 5-year contract worth $100,000 a year uh,
Mm.
after being the first Flyer to win a major award. So
Wow. That's some serious money back then.
yeah, you know that. You know that. $100,000 a year? Shoot. So now, after a strong performance in the Summit Series for Team Canada, he was named the Flyers captain at age 23. And
Wow.
at that time, he became the youngest captain in NHL history.
Mm.
So now he was the leader. Well, I should say he was the ringleader of the famed Broad Street Bullies.
Uh,
Yeah, and he became the first player from an expansion team to score more than 100 points in a season.
well, fine.
Oh yeah, yeah. They won their first playoff season in '73 against the North Stars, but they lost to Montreal in the semis. You know, he won the Hart Trophy 3 times for most valuable player.
Mm.
You know, and he won the Lester B. Pearson Award as the league's most outstanding player.
Mm.
So now he led the Flyers to their first Stanley Cup victory in '74 against the Bruins, and they became the first expansion team to win the Stanley Cup. So
Mm.
now he led the Flyers to their only victory over the Soviet Red Army in the Super Series. That was a series that was and it was crazy because
Mm.
the Red Army did not expect the Flyers to play the style that they played. They battered you and pummeled you, on the ice, and the Russians weren't used to that.
Mm.
So the Russian coach, after this going on, the Russian coach he pulled his team off of the ice, and they refused
Mm.
to come out of the locker room.
Mm.
So, and then the promoter said, "Well, if you guys don't come out, you're not getting paid."
Mm.
So, of course, they came out. They came back out, and the
Mm.
Flyers pummeled them and beat them 4-1. So
Mm.
you know, but he went to the finals as an assistant player coach in '80, and they lost to the Islanders in 6 games. That started the Islanders Stanley Cup run. You know, so now
Mm.
he retired in '84, and he served as Canada's GM in the '98 Olympic Games in the Nagano.
Mm.
And that was the first year that NHL players played in the Olympics.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was also the GM for the North Stars and the Panthers, but over that span of 22 seasons, he never won a Stanley Cup.
I got a
So,
question for you.
uh,
Was the North Stars an NHL team?
yeah, the Minnesota North Stars.
Are they still the
Yeah, they
Minnesota
moved.
North
They
Stars?
moved to Dallas, and now they're the Dallas Stars.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Now through his tenure as a GM, he faced criticism for the way he handled coaches, and players, and but his number 16 was retired in '84, and he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in '87. But if as from those pictures you can see, he had a true hockey smile.
Yeah, them teethuses is gone.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, there it is.
Those teethuses is gone.
uh,
That
so
hockey
so
boy.
yeah,
That
it's a
hockey.
rough sport, but it's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch. At some point, I'm gonna treat myself to a game. I've always wanted to go. I think I'm gonna grab my old college roommate who used to play hockey.
Oh yeah, it's more exciting there than it is watching it on TV. Believe me,
I'm sure. I'm
because I
sure.
used to have season tickets for the Devils back in the '80s.
Oh, really?
So Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah,
what's
it was,
up.
it
That's
was a
what's
lot
up.
of fun. So what's going on with Cleveland?
Oh, nothing. They just, I get so many they pull me in these conversations, Joe. And so, at this point, I'm like, man, let Dylan play this season out. Let him go. I don't
Hmm.
want you to go out there to do what? The
Yeah.
problem is not this. If you look at statistically, this team has had more number one draft picks, and they haven't been able to do anything with them, but
Nope.
give them away, trade them away, or they go to other teams and be successful. This
Mm.
organization is a shambles. I'm
Yeah.
praying. I know this sounds crazy because we love the Raiders, but I'm praying that the Raiders continue to do bad, and he ends up with the Raiders.
Mm.
There's nothing good going to come out. It, all this proves is why he needs to get out of there. They're incompetent,
Yeah.
top to bottom, front to back. Keep Stefanski,
Mm.
keep keep get just let Shador out of there. That's what I want because they, they can't figure it out. They haven't been able to figure it out. They're on their 41st quarterback. They
Mm.
gave a Heisman Trophy winner away. You know, that place is a hot mess. It's the bottom 15. They're never going
Yeah.
anywhere. So I'm
Mm.
I'm just like, please don't play him. He's getting paid. Don't play him. I don't want him to get hurt over that
Right.
incompetence. I mean,
Yeah.
Stefanski literally looks, and I knew there was something wrong with him 2 or 3 years ago when he has at that time probably one of the top three running backs in the league, and he couldn't develop an offense attack around Nick Chubb. And I'm like, this dude is an all-pro perennial.
Yep.
How do you not? How you got to play in the box, and you still can't stop him. You can't find some receivers. You may not be able to find a Joe Montana at quarterback, but you should be able to find just a good quarterback. But that franchise, bro, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. So obviously I've lost words. I just pray Shador just survives. I want my man Dylan because I ain't got no hate for Dylan, but
Right. Right.
that young guy play his way through, and if he plays great, great. If not, he's learned a lot, and he'll be
Mm.
ready for next season.
Yeah. Hey.
You know,
You know. Sit
but
and learn.
yeah. Because these some of these bottom 15 teams think that they're going to get a great player, and don't understand you got to develop players. You got
Mm.
to have a system that fits them. They just want to
Yeah.
plug and play, and it doesn't work. This is just lazy coaching. That's
No.
like
Yeah.
someone got on me today, and I said, I don't care what you say. I said, as far as the Eagle goes offensively, I think it'd be dumb to give up Brown. Um,
Mm.
because they're going to run into a buzzsaw because Devontae's not that big and their other receivers are not that big. So it's a different game in the postseason,
Yes, it
right?
is.
You
Yes, it
need
is.
somebody. If you get Devontae deep 1-on-1, he's going to beat you. But
Mm.
if it's a across the middle situation, or what I'm saying, that could cost him his life. You know what
Mm.
I mean? Because he's not that big.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably one of the big problems. I still don't understand why they don't have big receivers in Baltimore. It
Mm.
makes no sense to me. Now, I tell you one thing: if Baltimore could figure out how to get AJ Brown, ooh,
Mm.
ooh,
Yeah.
that
Well. Wow.
that that is a move right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gonna switch gears a little bit and talk about the NBA and this gambling fallout.
Oh Lord.
I mean, between Terry Rozier manipulating prop bets, Chauncey Billups rigging poker games and tipping off bettors about starters missing games, it's just a hot mess right now. It really is. I mean, talk about giving the NBA another black eye, you know?
Listen.
I mean,
I'll wait till you want me to comment.
well,
This is
it's
yeah.
crazy. It's just crazy. Jalen Brown, he weighed in and he said, that he's concerned about the negative discourse around the game and the players, because he thinks the league is not protecting them enough. You
I
know,
agree. I
so
agree. Until they had, I don't like the splash, which is what also Stephen A. was saying. Because if it's a mob situation, mom's always been involved in gambling, always
mhm,
involved in sports. But
mhm,
you put the athlete out there because of the attention it gives. But as Stephen A. said, well, who's really involved? What are the faces? Why are you just putting the players up there?
right,
If this is so,
right.
and then my other part of it is no, I don't want to cut you. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah. Well, he was saying that, and former NBA ref Tim Donaghy, he weighed in. He's the one who spent almost a year in prison for fixing games.
Yeah.
And he said that this could be the tip of the iceberg. you know.
Unfortunately, yeah. And this. If you want to hear what my angle of it is, I'll tell you.
Mhm. Go ahead.
My angle is, Joe. You've ever heard of a thing called fantasy sports?
It sounds familiar.
Okay, it's $1 billion enterprise,
Mm.
fantasy sports.
Hmm.
So, Joe, if we had players, which is legal to do, who form teams to provide insight to games legally, all on the table, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
fantasy sports,
Hmm.
right? Do you think I would go with some Joe Schmo on a show, or would I go with Chauncey Billups, Rozier, former NBA players who really know the position, really know skill because they played it?
Right.
It's literally their intellectual property,
Mm.
right? Then you
Hmm.
have East to Coast, you have them competing, right? Maybe under their former teams and providing these tips. So
Right.
literally, these guys, if involved, gave away a multi-billion-dollar opportunity by messing around with the mob.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
mean, it's like, guys, this is not 1980. This is 2025. Professional gamblers have trouble with cheating the gambling. Cameras
Right. Right.
everywhere,
Yeah.
under the table, over the table, everywhere. So
Mm.
you honestly think you're going to be able to rip off a probably $1 trillion global industry of gambling to make what? Let's be honest. To make what?
Yeah.
And I'll end it here as Shaq said. You telling me you making 9 million a year and that's not enough?
Well, they said Billups he was making 5 million as a coach, and the mob was throwing him 50 grand to bring these marks in. So, I mean, what are you doing?
And
What?
he's just like, what, bro, what? This is the stupidity. So you're gonna throw away your career, all that? $50,000?
Yeah, yeah, that's what they were saying. Yeah, yeah,
So again, what are you thinking? Do you honestly think you're not being monitored? Do you honestly think the NBA, which is a global entity, is not marking your whereabouts, what you're doing, who you're talking to, who's trying? You don't think they have investigators checking you out? They're not going to let you mess their brand up.
And they even came out with a statement today saying that they're going to scrutinize all of those things that they have in place more.
They're not letting you mess their business up.
So,
Why
yeah.
you think on the kid from Boston, Big Baby's sitting in a cell right now?
Yeah.
Like, bro, and it's just sad. It's not funny. It's sad, and so you just throw away everything for 50,000.
Yeah, yeah. So it's crazy.
I mean, I wouldn't condone any of that, but let's be serious. In light of what you're putting at risk, if you're not getting 100 milli, why are we even talking to me?
Well,
The
somebody,
risk, you know what I mean? The risk reward. Like,
yeah,
I'm not doing it for 100 million, but I'm saying at least that would kind of make sense. $50,000.
but somebody brought up the point that he was asking whether they were willing participants or were they made an offer they couldn't refuse.
That is a good point.
you
They could
know,
that's another thing. They could that's a very real thing. They could have been threatened. Because
hmm
$50,000 is like, I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me.
yeah, because
You
Donaghy said that he was pressured by the Gambino family to do what he did.
I wouldn't doubt it.
You
I
know,
wouldn't doubt it. I
yeah.
wouldn't doubt it. I mean, we live here in Westchester. I had a good friend of mine who worked for a big engineering company that helped build the Tappan Zee Bridge. He said the
Mm-hmm.
mob was there every day trying to shake them down.
Oh yeah, you know that.
Right?
You know that.
So I
You,
think that's why I think that the league needs to slow down and protect this player because it's a different conversation. If these guys were threatened or their families were threatened,
mm-hmm.
that's a different that's different now.
Yeah, yeah. So,
But I always
but
felt gambling was going to be a problem. I
mhm,
always felt it.
definitely, definitely. But on a good note, the Jets won a game.
They won a game. I
They
feel good
won.
about it because I think Justin Fields is a good quarterback. If he gets in the right system, he has the tools.
Hmm.
He has the tools. He just needs to be in the right system, and he can get the job done.
Well, he was the quarterback by default this week because even though Glenn wasn't saying, everybody knew that Tyrod Taylor was going to start this week, but then he got hurt, so Fields had to play anyway. So, and he went out there and balled.
Yeah, I mean, the football is a game of next man up. I mean, the only
Hmm.
reason Ty was in there is because Fields wasn't playing well. You get
Right.
hurt. Now he's in. He wins. You know, and
Yeah.
he's that guy. You got to give him. You got to give him. I'm happy for the kid.
Yeah.
He's
Me
always
too.
been a player, and I think in the right situation he can win. But
Yeah.
again, there's got to be some coaching, and you got to have some
Yeah.
talent.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, Drake May, look what he's doing in New England. They're
I
quietly 6-2.
I rest my case.
you know. You know.
Right. Vrabel is an insider. He knows how to, you know what I mean? He gets the right people around to do
Hmm.
what they have to do and help develop the talent. And you got to coach. You got to have a system. You can't just say, "Hey, system, you're talented. You did this in college, and go do it." It doesn't work that way.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
No,
So
it doesn't work that way. Look
so
how Vrabel left Tennessee. That was in the ugh, and now
yep.
he's in 6-2 up in New England.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
what
Right
happened?
where he wanted to be. Anyway.
Yep, yep,
So,
yep.
but we're gonna have to stop right there.
What already?
Uh-huh.
Man, well, let me give a quick shout out to the USA and Germany for this support. Man, we love you, Smarterfan family, and we've got a lot of things we're going to bring next week. The formal advertisement will be up for a publisher in a box. That company I was telling you earlier about. Really
Mm.
exciting for you authors or authors to be. You'll have full control and they're a great company and they have great. It's a great offer, and so we just look forward to seeing you next week. And as we always say, Joe,
Stay in the game.
stay in the game.
And
Have a good
folks,
one.
don't forget to check us out on YouTube. Right.
That's right, folks. Check us out on YouTube, and we're going to add a feature there that you can send in questions, and we'll give you a shout out for your questions on the show.
All right. So
All right. See
everybody
you
have
next
a good
week.
night.
Good night now.
Smarterfan.